Alright, what's up guys? Alex here. After working with around 80 to 100 Asian men on their dating lives and relationships, this is the number one thing that I see holding Asian men back from getting the girlfriend, wife, or dream dating life that they always wanted. So the crazy thing is this is something internal. Okay, it's not something external like race, height, or income, or anything like that, and it's something that all of us go through. It's something that is in our heads, in our minds, that holds ourselves back. Really, to sum it up, it's called self-doubt. Okay, it's when we believe that we fundamentally can't. When we believe that we fundamentally are unable to achieve what other people have achieved. And a big part of my coaching and what I'm doing here with my mission is showing Asian men, like, look, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it, to show you evidence that, like, it is possible for Asian men. When I was starting my journey, I didn't have that. I did not have people that I saw succeeding, or Asian men specifically, succeeding with dating. All I saw was, like, the guys in The Hangover, the guy in The Hangover, like, getting made fun of for his small penis, Jackie Chan jokes, and like no Asian man that I saw was succeeding with dating. And so I just had blind faith, right, that I had to like just make it work, even despite overwhelming evidence, right, nowadays that I'm showing, through my Instagram, through my page and everything. What I'm trying to do is inspire Asian men that they can do it. But what I see time and time over again, this certain self-doubt that holds Asian guys back. It kind of stems from, what I observe, years of rejection from women, years of not having success. When that adds up to like 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, it starts to become an internal narrative that like I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable, or there's something different about me, there's something fundamentally flawed about me, whether it be my race, my height, my income, any other thing about me that's just different. Or it could be even unconscious, subconscious, that we don't even realize is going through our heads, that holds us back from then taking action or getting help or actually moving the ball forward with our dating lives. Real quick story time. When growing up, I always felt extremely insecure about being an Asian guy. Like in middle school, I was constantly made fun of for being, skinny, having chinky eyes, spiky hair, whatever, small dick. I was on the basketball team, but people would constantly make fun of me, including the other team as well. So I was basically the only Asian kid in sports in my school. I went to basically an all-white school in Texas. That destroyed my confidence. I always wished that I wasn't Asian so that I could get the girl, so that I could be cool, so I could be popular, so I wasn't just this like math kid playing piano or whatever. I always wanted to be different. I always wanted to break the mold. I hated the stereotype. Yeah, that did a lot for me in terms of destroying my confidence. I created a lot of self-doubt, no success with girls throughout all of school, and then into college, I had 3 major crushes on girls in 3 different years, okay? So basically I would have a crush on the girl for like 6 to 8 months, and then at the end I would come out and tell her like, hey, like, I really like you, I had feelings for you, and she'd be completely blindsided, like she didn't see it coming. I was just acting very friendly towards her, and then she'd tell me something polite like, hey Alex, you're a really nice guy, like I see you as more of a friend, I don't want to destroy our friendship, or something like that, right? A nice soft rejection. And it got to the point where I hit rock bottom after the 3rd one. It's about 2018, and I lost it. I couldn't think straight, I couldn't study, I couldn't function anymore. My brain just like went haywire. Yeah, I almost developed this internal belief of like, I just can't do it. I can't be attractive to women. I'm not attractive. I'm Asian. I'm whatever. Thank God I didn't go all the way to the bottom where it was like it's no longer possible for me. In fact, I don't know, I feel like I have this weird belief of like never giving up somehow, that came from my Asian upbringing, of this work ethic and working hard, that I always believed that if I worked hard I could get whatever I wanted, even against seemingly impossible odds. So when I started my dating journey around 2018, I didn't see any Asian mentors succeeding at this. I didn't see any Asian idols. I didn't see anyone in social media or in movies, or there was no Asian superheroes. There was no Shang-Chi. There was no K-pop. There was none of this stuff. But I just had blind faith that if I kept walking along this path, that even that white guys and black guys and other people were doing, that was getting them some results, that I could probably get some results, right? I had minimal evidence like 1% evidence, but I clung onto that evidence that like, yeah, I think I can do something, even if I have to work 10 times as hard. I remember always thinking to myself this analogy, like maybe other guys are like LeBron James, like naturally gifted, super strong, super fast, super tall. But maybe what if I'm just like Steph Curry? I'm smaller, I'm shorter, I'm weaker, but if I work smarter and intelligently, then I can find ways to, get the same results, or at least get some results, right? That's how I always thought of myself, as the underdog, the Steph Curry. So a couple of little things that I want to share with guys who may be feeling a little bit of self-doubt. If you're feeling like, man, like I just can't do this, I've been rejected too many times, the world is working against me, women don't see my value, or maybe I don't even have that much value to begin with. Those voices are coming from this side, right, where we have like a demon. We all have a demon voice and an angel voice. The demon voice can get very strong over time, saying you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not good looking, you're not as handsome, you're not as successful as the other guys, or whatever the case may be. Or you just have been rejected so many times that this demon voice is like screaming all the time. So even though you may want to change your life situation, it becomes very, very hard because this demon voice is like clamping you down. Whereas we all have this angel voice too on this other side that's saying, look man, logically, look at all this evidence that there's other guys who look just like you who are succeeding. Look man, if you put one foot in front of the other and just step forward, you can't not succeed. There's this like voice of wisdom over here that's saying, look man, you haven't put in your full effort yet. You never got guidance on this. You never got help on this. You've never actually taken this seriously and actually put in the investment to try to make it work to the best of your ability, right? So the thing is, we all have a choice at the end of the day. Do we listen to the demon voice or do we listen to the angel voice? That's a choice only you can make, right? The thing is, when you listen to the angel voice, that's when you get the results that you actually want in life, even though it's scary, even though it's really fucking scary. And I get that. I really, really get that. The second thing is, personally, I never want to self-reject. I never want to self-reject myself before she rejects me. Okay? Because at the end of the day, even if a woman rejects me, that's another person. But if I reject myself, that's me telling myself that I'm no longer worthy. That's a denial of my existence. That's saying that I shall not exist anymore. Even if there's 1% evidence that something's possible, I'm gonna go for it. Even if there's 0% evidence that is possible, I'm gonna go out and find the evidence and then start learning and taking action towards what I'm seeing, right? Like that's the amount of insane just persistence and belief that I have in myself, in not rejecting myself, even though the external world may not reflect that back to me. I find that 1% evidence, then I double that into 2, into 4, into 8 by finding more people who have those results, or by taking action and then gaining those results for myself, which reinforces my own self-belief. I roll that ball bigger and bigger and bigger, but I will never, ever self-reject. And in the face of 50% evidence, 99% evidence, I will never reject. I will always take a leap of faith and bet on myself. Another tip that I want to give to you if you're struggling with this self-doubt, this angel demon voices, is, this saying that I once read, which is everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Nowadays, I'm very familiar with this demon voice, which is the voice of fear. It speaks to me every day. It tells me, you're not good enough, maybe you can't do that, you're not good enough for that girl, or you can't take your business to this next level, or whatever the case may be. You're let down to your parents, but I just act in spite of it. Whenever I hear that voice, my golden rule is, okay, I hear the demon whispering, I'm gonna do exactly what the demon is saying not to do, or I'm gonna do exactly the opposite. If the demon says you're scared to do this next step with your business, it's very scary to hire this next employee, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, okay, hiring that employee. If the demon says, you're scared to like say this one thing to the girl, maybe it'll piss her off, maybe she'll go away, maybe she won't like you anymore, but it's a true, authentic expression of myself, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna say that thing. I'm gonna say that thing that's a little bit offensive, a little bit edgy, like could get me rejected, but I'm gonna say it because the demon is saying not to do it, right? If it's like an investment, I'm like, I really need this coaching for this certain area part of my life, like maybe my mental health is suffering a little bit and I really need a therapist, or I really need some kind of mindset coach, and the demon's like, nah, you can't afford it, or it's not gonna work out for you, or whatever the case is, I'm gonna be like, oof, the demon said no, so I'm gonna do yes. I'm gonna do always the opposite of what the demon says. So that's pretty much my rule, is every time I feel fear, yeah, sometimes I hesitate, but then I just do it anyways. And that's what's gotten me so far, because every single step that I've climbed on this mountain of self-development and dating, has involved fear of some kind, fear and doubt. I can't do it, or it's too scary. But what's your other choice? What's your other choice? Just stay where you exactly are. Like, I would never be content with staying exactly where I am. And for the past 5 years, I've followed the Kaizen principle, which is 1% improvement every single day. And just by doing that, putting one foot in front of the other, one day at a time, it's just like lifting weights. Every single day, if you get 1% stronger over the course of a year, you become, I forget the number, but it's like 300% stronger or something crazy, right? It snowballs, it compounds, it's like compound interest. So that's how in 5 years on this like self-development and dating journey that I've been able to basically build the life of my dreams in terms of business, travel, girlfriend, spirituality, mental health, inner peace, everything is because I have put in 1% every single day, and every day 1% overcoming those fears. And lastly, I want to finish with this story, this sort of allegory. I forgot where it comes from, but basically there was this story of a guy who was climbing a mountain, and then he fell in the middle of the night. It was all dark, and then he ended up clinging on to this branch. It was so dark he couldn't see anything, so he was like, fuck, I'm just gonna cling on to this, because if I let go, I'm gonna drop and I'm gonna die. What happened was, in the morning, the people found him and he was frozen. He was frozen to death, clinging onto this branch. And the crazy part is, he was just 1 foot away from the ground. He was just 1 foot away from the ground. Had he just let go and just had some faith, he would have actually just survived and hit the ground, and it wouldn't have been scary at all. But in his mind, he was so paralyzed that he couldn't just let go. What I'm trying to say here with that story is that a lot of times we hold ourselves back. We think that when we're taking a leap of faith, that we're like jumping off a cliff, that it's gonna be so scary that we're just gonna die. You know, whether that be getting help or talking to that girl or asking the girl out or whatever the case may be, it feels dauntingly scary. But the truth is, you know, when fear seems this much, in reality, it's just this much. That's always the case, right? If you just let go, you'll realize that the thing that you're so scared of is actually more like a step off the sidewalk, as opposed to like falling off a cliff. Fear is actually false evidence appearing real. I've found that 99% of the times when I feared something and then I just did it, the fear never comes true. The fear never ever comes true. Like, for example, when I left my job 2 years ago, I was so scared that I wouldn't have food, I wouldn't have to live at home, I would never succeed with entrepreneurship, all these things, but it never came true. And out of all the times that I've taken a leap of faith and faced my fear, if you think about it yourself, maybe you've tried it before, but it never comes true. Like, fear is always a fantasy. Fear is always fake. It's just this demon in our head that wants to hold us back from reaching our full potential. So the more you listen to the angel, the more you're gonna start getting results in your life that you're actually proud of, that you're happy about. And the more you're gonna be able to quell this little demon voice and build that evidence for yourself that, like, whenever I go against my fear, I get good results. I get the results that I want in my life. So yeah, to sum up this entire video, self-doubt is the #1 thing I see holding Asian men back. We've been conditioned by a lot of our family upbringing to, you know, not really go for the things we want, to boldly take risks for what we want, but also by the amount of rejections that we've gotten from women, and probably societally too, you know, society conditioning us every day, telling us that we're unattractive, that we're not the leading character, that we're not good enough for women, that we're not popular, we're not cool. All of that weighs down on us psychologically and creates this demon voice that becomes very, very loud. But I encourage you to just listen to the angel voice 1% at a time, just 1% at a time, overcoming those fears daily, 1% at a time, with just a little bit of time and a little bit of faith and letting go of that branch. You're gonna see that everything that you're scared of is actually just a little step off the sidewalk. And if you just have the courage to let go, take the leap of faith, get the help you need, do whatever action it is that you know you need to do to succeed with dating, you're gonna end up having it. All it takes is the courage to let go of that frozen branch in the middle of the night.